Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Melissa Newman and I am so excited for you to join us here at this incredible campus. I mean, look at this view. We are steps from Cabrillo Hall, which is what your academic home will be when you arrive on campus. And we're standing in the very spot that you will start your education and where you will graduate. And we couldn't be more excited to be on that journey with you. You know, you're not here by chance. You're not here by accident. There have been countless people in your background and your history who have prayed for you, who have prayed with you, who have taught you and led you, teachers and parents and friends, mentors, who have gotten you to this very point. And we hold that as so precious that we get to take these next steps with you. And so as we stand here in our beloved space, we know what's in front of you. And we are so excited to be with you this coming fall. So with that excitement, I just want to tell you that a little bit about the organizational communication major. It is one of the top 5 majors on campus. It's very popular. There's some reasons for that. One, we have really wonderful classes. We have about 55 units that you'll take after you do those foundational education classes that everyone does. Then we have you take interpersonal and small group and leadership classes, and we have methodology classes. So no matter what area you want to go to when you graduate, you will be prepared. That is our commitment to you. We have students who have gotten jobs all over the country in too many places to count in terms of communication-related careers. In fact, last year, LinkedIn did a study for MarketWatch, so you can go find this on the internet, of the most versatile majors. Okay, so they did a survey of 1 million people, and communication was number 7. So it was in the top 10, but you know, even higher up, more versatile than computer science, than information technology, and some of those majors that you think, oh, they'll immediately get a job. We have so many students who get their jobs before they graduate. It's pretty incredible. We also have a lot of students who end up going on to graduate school. And with our methodology courses and our research courses, they always come back and say, thank you so much for the preparation that you have given us. And so that's our commitment, that no matter what your calling is, we are going to help you reach and achieve to that level. Part of that is those 55 units I talked about. Those are our set, and 6 of those are upper division electives. So if you really want to go into marketing, those can count for marketing. If you really want to go into public relations, they can be in that. They can be in entrepreneurship. They can be in management. They can be in leadership, and you get to choose. And that's one of the reasons why so many students love our particular degree in that area. Sometimes they do the minor, but it's not required because you get those built in with your degree already. Now, one thing that I love talking about is our internship program. I'm the director of internships, so no matter what your major is, comm, media, or org comm, we will get to work together. And it's one of the favorite things that I do here on campus. And we have students who do 2 internships. So you can do internship for up to 6 units. Okay, you can do the same one twice, or you can do 2 different ones if you want to get more experiences. And so what we do is help you find an internship that suits what you think it is that you want to do once you graduate. And we have great relationships all over San Diego, even up into Orange County with companies, PR firms, law firms, all the sports outlets, all the media outlets. And so really, really have some great opportunities for you to pursue. Now, if you're coming to us from another state, and let's say you want to go home over the summer and do an internship closer to where you think you might end up, we can do that too. And we will make those connections and help you. In fact, even this summer, I have a student doing a public relations internship in Chicago, which is where she wanted to be, and that's working out great for her. So there's just a lot of opportunity, and the internship is a really special way to help you, towards the end of your career, get to the vocation and the calling that you want to pursue.
Hi, comm majors. Great to see you. Actually, it's great to see anybody in this time when we've been locked up for so long. I am Dr. Skip Rutledge. I'm the chair for the Department of Communication Studies, and want to welcome you to campus if you're seeing this on campus, or if you're not quite on campus but seeing it at home. Looking forward to meeting you on campus. Normally we have a little gathering on Friday where we get a chance to meet you and your parents, and things are not normal this year, as you can tell, so we're doing this a little bit separately, but it does not dampen our enthusiasm for greeting you and welcoming you to our department, to our major, to the campus. And so we're going to tell you a little bit about that right now. And we have a couple of three different exciting majors that some of you have already chosen between, and others of you may be looking at some other possibilities. We've got about 5 minors as well that you can tell your friends about, and then we'll slowly proselytize them into the major itself. So do your part for our numbers. And also, what I think is the most unique about our department is we have a lot of hands-on activities where you are applying the skills that we teach in the classroom to actual real-world situations. And so we're going to talk to you a little bit about that as well. I'd like to start off just by mentioning something that one of the students that came through our department a while ago, and actually he was involved with speech and debate. I'm also the director of the forensics program, which is just, an expensive word for speech and debate. And this student started with no background whatsoever, thought it would be fun, thought it would be helpful for his career after college, and asked if he could become involved in it. And he did, and he was phenomenal. He just surfed the net for a little bit, found something on fainting goats that he thought would make a great speech, and it was hilarious, and he was terrific. He graduated, and this was in the 2008 economic downturn. So something some of you can relate to if you're wondering, gosh, am I going to be able to get a job with a communication major or with these skills in communication? And he wrote me one of the nicest notes I've ever received, talking about how the skills he learned in his communication classes in speech and debate opened the door to a phenomenal career. He was part of a group of 20 Ivy Leaguers. It was 19 Ivy Leaguers and himself in New York, and then it was a group interview for, I think, mortgage bankers, and he said the impromptu skills, the debate skills, the communication skills that he picked up put him at the top of the pack. And this is a very humble guy, but he just talked about owning the room. He had his choice of job offers, and what I thought was kind of cool was later he decided he wanted to go into ministry, and so he and his wife went to Africa and started working with the church there, and their first child was born there, and it's just a very exciting story, but one of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of we get, and you may hear some others as well today. So those skills set you apart from whoever you're going up against in trying to get into grad schools, trying to get good careers, trying to get whatever kind of community involvement you want to get to fight for the beliefs that you have and you want to advocate. So let's transition a little bit. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, there is no professional guidelines for how to do this that were circulated. So I thought I'd test your color pattern on your video equipment. And yes, I know that it's COVID, so I am equipped with a matching face mask here. So no, I won't do that. Happy not to have to worry about that. So we may be wearing some of these things. We may be wearing face shields. Who knows what's going to be happening in the fall. But what we're excited about is that the school is committing to, if it's at all possible, we're going to do the face-to-face. And we are stepping out in faith, and we're believing that it's going to be very possible to do that. So we look forward to seeing you in our classrooms, not just on a screen in our living room as each of us are eating Captain Crunch on different parts of the country or whatever. Okay? So jumping to the majors first, I'll tell you a little bit about the major that I work the most with, and that's the communication major. We have 3. We have a communication major, we have a management and organizational communication major, and we have a media major. And so the comm major is more of the generalist one. It's one of those that if you're wondering, I don't exactly know what I want to do after I get out of college, but you realize that enhanced communication skills are going to help you with whatever you choose to do, then this is something that you should give some serious thought to. And we have pamphlets that we're going to give you when you arrive. You may have already seen them, that tell you all of the different job opportunities that are available and targeted towards communication majors. And by the way, those skills could go from law, if you wanted to go on to law school, different counseling, teaching, preaching, community involvement, sales. There's all sorts of different possibilities for those job applications, and we'll go into those in greater detail. We used to have an applied communication and a speech communication kind of focus, different names during different years. We've combined those together because they were essentially the same. And so we invite you to consider that particular major, and we talk about things like nonverbal communication or small group or gender communication. Speech and debate is a big part of that. And there's lots of others. And then we get into the more advanced classes as you've been with us a bit longer. And so please give some serious thought to the communication major. We're also very excited about our media communication major and minors. The media program has done extremely well and had great placement in careers. The students get involved in different projects, and I might mention that a little bit later, but they do their own films, their own TV shows. We have a TV studio, we have a radio studio, and the students work extremely hard on projects. They enter them into contests, they win major awards. I wish our media professor was here and he could tell you more of the specifics on that. But we've had students that have walked away from Point Loma into Spielberg's DreamWorks and other programs like that. Many of them that land nice jobs from their internships with studios in town as news broadcaster production assistants or whatever, and they get their foot in the door there. And because of the phenomenal training they've got on campus and the classes, where it's a small class, they're small classes, small school, and they learn all of the different machines. So when a Point Loma intern joins one of these big studios, I say, hey, does anybody know how to do the, and they'll talk about the name of a particular editing program. The Point Loma student will say, yeah, I've had some experience with that, or how about the lighting, how about this, how about that? They've had experience in all of those, and so they love our interns, they want more of the interns, and if you're interested in a media major, you may be one of those next folks. In a moment, I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Melissa Newman, who's going to talk to you in greater detail about our most popular major, which is the Management and Organizational Communication major. And she'll also talk about the internship program, which is going to cover really all of the different majors, because hands-on experience is what we want. And she'll touch base on the minors. But before I turn it over to Melissa, I would like to mention to you that the thing that I think distinguishes us the most from most majors on campus is what I suggested earlier, hands-on experience. And that is specifically, we have student programs that have the practical application of the skills learned in classes. I mentioned to you that I'm the director of the speech and debate program. That program has been extremely successful. In the 30 years that I've been here working with it, it is the #1 ranked team in the entire nation. And the way that they determine that is National Parliamentary Debate Association has collected data for the top programs at the end of every year. They do a nationwide comparison of all the programs in the country, the UCLAs, the Berkeleys, the military academies, all of the major research universities to the small Christian colleges. And we have year in and year out placed in the top 5, the top 7. 6 times I think we've been national champion, #1. And so when you combine all of those together and you look at the last 25 years, the #1 program in the country is Point Loma Nazarene University. The #2 program in the country has less than a third of the points that we've accumulated. So we're well over 300 and they're well under 200 on that. So small schools can give you a chance to really shine in an environment like this. And so we would encourage you to give some thought to that. If you're interested in that, you don't have to have a whole lot of experience to join the program. Just sign up for the argumentation and debate or make an appointment with me and I'll tell you about the program, but we welcome and encourage newcomers to get involved in that. It also serves for individual event speaking. So if you're interested in drama, or you're interested in impromptu or extemp, if you're a media or a religion major that's considering utilizing those skills, thinking quickly on your feet is a skill unlike any other. Impromptu and extemporaneous speaking deal with that. We have platform speeches where you put those together, you research them, you memorize them, you deliver them all year, and you're competing against the best and the brightest around the country. And so we would encourage you, give some thought to speech and debate. Another of the programs, though, that's very active is, I mentioned, the media majors. And I've already touched base on some of those, but they have a Guerrilla Film Society every couple of years. It's a student-run program. They've been trained on the school's equipment. And so through the guidance and through the editing help of the faculty and staff, they do just some phenomenal projects. They also work with the sports programs and broadcast, get some broadcast experience there. There's a TV news station, there's a radio station, all sorts of possibilities. The one that I haven't mentioned yet is our theater program. We put on 2 major theater productions a year, and they're top notch. And so if you want to get involved in theater, then you're going to want to talk to our director of theater, and that's Professor Megan DeBoard. And so she would be very excited to tell you about what's happening. By the way, theater and speech and debate both have scholarship opportunities. And so if not this first year when you're just getting into it, because those scholarships may have been assigned, then you get your foot in the door for future opportunities. And so you can see that there's lots of opportunities for you to develop and extend those skills that we talked about. But here to tell you a little bit more about some of those opportunities through internships, and also to explain to you one of our most exciting majors, is Dr. Melissa Newman.
Thanks, Dr. Rutledge. We are fortunate to offer several minors. We have cinema studies, the communication minor, media communication, public relations, and theater. And we offer these minors to the entire university. And so it's a great way for students to meet students of other majors, along with growing in their communication and theater or public relations skills. Now, you can find out all the information about these minors on our website, of course. They range from about 17 to 23 units. And so you want to make sure that if you're adding a minor, that they fit in with the credits that you have to take already. Now, we do have some students in our department who take a minor outside of our department, and that's perfectly fine too. Most of our students are interested in marketing and public relations, sustainability, and entrepreneurship. And so that's just a couple of examples of some minors that you can pursue along with your communication major. Well, thank you for taking time to watch our introduction to our department. We've loved getting to talk to you even through the camera lens, and more than anything, we cannot wait to meet you in person this fall. As you pack and get ready to come, think about and make a plan how you're going to really engage in your academics and in your studies. There's going to be a lot of new things to do here, a lot of fun social events, a lot of new friends to be made, but you want to start your academics strong. So plan the time that you're going to need to study and to read. Everyone tells us that it's harder than high school, and it's really true. And now it's in your hands, and you get to lead your academic experience. So we just wanted to give you that heads up. So as we conclude our time together today, Dr. Rutledge and I are so thankful for this chance that we've had to share what we love with you, which is the Department of Communication Studies. And we can't wait for you to be here. And I just have this verse that was on my heart as I was thinking about you and praying for you. It's Ephesians 3, and it starts in verse 16. It says, "I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with the power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And we pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power together with the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ. And to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God." And that is our prayer for you, that when you come here and that you join us, that you would know the fullness of the measure and the limitless love of God. And we are so thankful that we get to take these next steps with you on your journey. Feel free to reach out to us. You can find us on email or leave a message. We can have a Zoom appointment if you would like to do that, to answer any questions about your academic experiences or what might be some information that would be helpful for you. we're here for you. We're here to serve you and to help you as you begin your academic journey. We'll see you soon.